Well, I have to admit I'm a little surprised. I was expecting to find a few more of your vids I could sink my teeth into, but between all this stuff about you just trying to be funny and stuff outside my subject expertise, there's just not a whole lot left. So, I guess you could call this a sort of potpourri of remarks. Let's start with this. Good night, this is stupid. Dark, do you ever plan to use something more scholarly than that children's Bible in your dentist's office to understand what these texts are saying? Look, the word heaven in the Old Testament wasn't used to refer to God's spiritual abode. It meant the sky. You know how high that means? Check out these passages. Yeah, it just means basically high up above man's height. And here's what else you missed. Scholars who comment on this passage indicate that the Tower of Babel is to be understood as one of these, a ziggurat. That word comes from an Akkadian word that means to build high. The whole point of the ziggurat was to imitate a sacred mountain, a place where humans were supposed to be able to come into contact with the gods. Kind of like an ancient telephone booth to the divine. As you can see though, these things aren't skyscrapers. So all of this has nothing to do with stuff like the Sears Tower. The rulers of pagan nations put their names on these things, and that's what it means when they say they were trying to make a name for themselves. It was an honor and legacy thing. Okay? Good. Oh, this one. Hard to take this one seriously. It doesn't have anything like an argument in it, but let me give you an example of how out of touch you are. You have your childish God figure on here apologizing for damaging people's self-esteem. Dark, did you know that the idea of self-esteem only cropped up within the last 150 to 200 years? It's a product of individualism and modern Western psychological experience. God's got nothing to apologize for, so stop being so insecure. This one. This is typical of your short shrifting of Christian evidences again. Like I said, it'd be a lot easier to take you seriously if your scholarship didn't come off of tubes of Preparation H. Now, here I will give you some credit. You're right in the explanation you gave. But, come on. How do we know what's literal and what's not? You ever hear of things like genre and contextual study? How do you tell when someone says that they're going to blow you away whether they mean it literally or figuratively? I mean, do you hear that and put up giant wind guards because you don't know how to determine whether it's figurative or literal? Please. So I guess that's it. Well, I may have one more surprise later. You got anything to say for yourself?
Did you say potpourri? I know you're Catholic.
Yep, the Bible in the dentist office and the dictionary in the supermarket checkout line.